Fears are swirling that Congress could be headed for its first government shutdown in years. Lawmakers have until Saturday to strike a deal to prevent a lapse in government funding, and there is not a deal in sight. Max Cohen, reporter for Punchbowl, joining us now. And so, Max, if this does happen, we hope it doesn't, what would be affected?
Yes, certainly federal workers would go without pay. That includes members of the military, and also federal programs might run out of funding, and that includes SNAP benefits, that includes some more food assistance programs for low-income individuals. So a lot would be affected. National parks would stay open most likely, but maybe some of the restrooms and other facilities would be closed. This would have wide-reaching impacts, but Medicare, Social Security, and Medicare would not be affected by this.
Got you. I'm so familiar with this story because my wife works for the government, so we talk about it all the time. But is there any truth to a bill that was floated that would penalize lawmakers if this shutdown actually happens?
Yeah, so that many actually lawmakers have been backing a bill like this, which would say, look, if we don't do our job as federal lawmakers, which is pass a budget, keep this federal government open, we should be fine. We should go without pay ourselves. Now, for me, I don't think this really has any sign of passing anytime soon.
Okay.
Congress has enough on its plate already, but it certainly is being floated. And I think it's messaging, honestly. Politicians want to show, like, they want to be affected like other people.
Yeah.
They want to show their constituents that they're not enjoying a shutdown, but this really isn't something which has a realistic chance of passing anytime soon.
So, Max, realistically, if there were to be a shutdown, how soon would people feel the effects? Is it immediately September 31st we're going to start seeing all this stuff happening? Or would there be sort of like a lag, maybe a month before we start seeing these services like WIC and Social Security start to wane a little bit?
Yeah, good question about WIC. WIC and SNAP, those are two food assistance programs. There are some discretionary funds available to those programs, and the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which oversees those, said they could last maybe a couple of days, maybe a week. But really, as you mentioned, the longer this stretches on, the harder the effects are going to be for people in society. And look, Social Security is not going to be affected because they get their funds not every year. They get it through a different funding pool. So that won't be affected anytime soon. But what's going to go on is if this stretches on, and we think it might, based on our reporting, there's not really a deal in place anytime soon, it's going to hurt.
Yeah, indeed it will. Max Cohen, thank you so much for Punchbowl. It is going to hurt. And, the thing is, I think it further erodes the trust that people may have had already, eroding trust that they had in government. If you can't get this done, and let's just be real. Everyone talks about fund police and give them what they need in the military. If this is going to affect them, why not use that as the calling card to just say, let's do it for them?
Right.
Or if you pick something, just say, let's do it for them. Let's do it for the kids.
Crying
something.
shame.
Okay, we'll have to wait and see.
Next time I hear, this is the richest country, whatever.
I don't know. It is definitely disheartening, but we'll have to see what happens.
This is the richest country, but we shutting down because we don't have any money.